Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. We're making a wreath today, but before we do anything, I would like to send a personal message to the makers of Powerade Zero. Maybe regular Powerade as well, I don't know, I don't drink that, it has sugar, it will kill me. These caps are too freaking hard to open, okay? I'm dehydrated, everything hurts, and it took everything I had, including a ragu jar top opener, to get this thing open. So, let's work on that for the enfeebled. So hi, I'm Adam, welcome back to my channel. Here's my sign, which I drew inspiration from. I believe this is called Sugar Bunny sign. I was trying to see what the back said. It's pink, and it's blue, and it's yellow, and this purple. If you're trying to figure out, like, you want to make a wreath, but you don't know where to go, but you see a sign you like, take the colors from the wreath, from the sign. We are going to try this one roll method again, because the last time I did it, it worked. But this mesh is a little thinner than whatever that other wreath I made was. I don't even remember at this point because they're literally everywhere. So here's my frame, Dollar Tree, 18 pipe cleaners, 2 on the outer 2 rings in every section, 1 on the inner 2 rings in every section. There's a video on it. Alright, so to do this, I have taken 1 roll of mesh and I have cut it into 24 10-inch pieces. That's these. I also have up here, along with a bunch of socks that are drying, 6 20-inch pieces. So the ruffles are going to go in the inside on these 6 pipe cleaners. The curls are going to go on the outside. I was initially going to combine this mesh with this mesh, but I kind of want to do it on the Valentine's Day wreath. I might have to because I messed up one. I don't know. We'll see. So let's start with the curls. And we are just going to take 2 at a time. How do I want to set this up? Yeah. I want y'all to be like over here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like, can you go like right there? Is that on? Okay, just go here. I don't care. Yeah, so last time I did this, I ran out of mesh. I didn't have enough. So this time I cut all my curls first, even though if you're going to do this, it makes more sense to cut your long pieces over here first, because the mesh closer to the spool is going to pretty much curl itself. But I didn't want to risk being short curls. Again, short curled, like short-changed. So this is how I did it. I don't expect there will be a problem, but we will see. Alright, so I have my 2 curls here. Here's where they're cut on the backs. Those are going there. And then they're going here in a little X pattern. Okay, and I don't know why both of these turned around this way. So yeah, this, it's a little more cutout time, but I did really like the base of the other wreath, so we'll see how I feel. But these were definitely a lot easier to roll when they were closer to the spool. went out last time. You know, like they were like this instead of like this. Yeah, they were facing outwards. Oh, man, my back today, you guys. I had to go, let's see, the last video I filmed was the Easter wreath with the 2 little bunnies and the sign, the little ceramic bunnies, and in that video I said I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna clean that up and I'm gonna go to the grocery store and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. So I did get up, and in the 40-degree weather, when it was raining, it felt like 30 because the wind was blowing so hard. I did go to the grocery store, so good for me. I'm walking around the grocery store, and I don't know what people were thinking because I was like, oh! Like every couple of steps, my back is just completely shot. Yeah, really bad. So I came home, cleaned up some because I said I was going to do that. And then I went back to sleep. Woke up and it had stopped raining, so I was like, let me go outside and get some pictures taken. I mean, the sun wasn't out, but at least it wasn't raining. It was still freezing, but it wasn't raining. So I was outside taking pictures, and the whole time I'm taking the pictures, I'm like, oh, because my back is just spasming so hard. And like I have muscle relaxers I can take, but I hate drugs. Especially anything that is going to make me feel like I'm not in complete control of any situation. Like the last time I went to the emergency room, they were like, you know, we're going to give you something for the pain. And I was like, is it going to make me sleepy? And she's like, it might make you a little drowsy. And I was like, nope. I was like, I will deal with this pain. You just rehydrate me and send me on my way. So I have muscle relaxers I can take, but they are not, like, I'd rather deal with the pain, because if I just lay in bed on the heating pad, I'm fine. I don't enjoy that. That's not a fun thing for me. I might have to try my ice pack later today. But like the anxiety that taking a muscle relaxer would cause me is not worth the pain relief it would give me. Does that make sense? I mean, I just hate that, like, I'm trying to, like, get my life in order. I'm trying to get my house clean. I'm trying to, like, get the Patreon going. I'm trying to film content for YouTube. I'm trying to do stuff for Patreon. I'm trying to list stuff on Etsy. And I'm trying to, like, do all this stuff to better myself. But I feel like my body is fighting against me every step of the way. I'm like, we're gonna be healthy today, and they're like, my body's just like, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you don't get to eat all day because you can't get out of bed. Or maybe your stomach hurts and you have to eat an entire box of crackers. So you want to go for a nice walk because it's nice outside? Nope. My back's broken. I'm just like, I will lose 700 pounds. Which will put me right about like negative several hundred. And then I'll be better. That is a story I could tell you all about. Me and weight loss. I have always been... Oh, okay. Hold on. I have always been... Not always. I guess since I was like puberty time, I started gaining weight, which is right around the time like I realized like I was not like other people Like I felt things too much. Things upset me too much, so I feel like that all had contributing factors to me being like, hey, this grilled cheese sandwich loves me. So I steadily gained weight, and then I got a car, and yeah, when you don't need somebody to take you to Burger King to get a shake anymore, and you can take yourself. So I gained more weight, and I gained more weight, and I gained more weight, and then I was like 20. I was still in Louisiana before the hurricane, so let's say I was like 19, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna go to Weight Watchers. And me and my sister got in a big fight because it was the day before the meeting, and we were like having dinner at my grandma's house, and me and my sister got in a big fight because she's like, you're just gonna waste money. So I went to Weight Watchers, hearing that in the back of my head, and I lost 100 pounds in 3 months, and 150 in 6 months, and yeah, so I was doing good. And then the hurricane came, and well, you can imagine what that does when you're trying to like better yourself, but also you've just lost everything, and all your friends are not where you're living, and you're living in a place you hate, and grilled cheese sandwiches are always there. It wasn't grilled cheese. It was a lot of Publix subs. I don't know if anybody's got. I'm assuming some of y'all have Publix as your grocery store. You ever want to be nice to me? Get on a plane with a Publix Cuban sandwich and fly to my house and leave it at my door. And then message me on Instagram and say, hey, I left the sandwich at your door. Something's wrong with this one. So, I said to Mother again, I think I'm going to join Weight Watchers. So I joined Weight Watchers again, and I lost 100 pounds in 3 months. And it was a different experience because I don't know if it was the people, I don't know if it was the leader, but I somehow got this role as like the person that was going to help everybody, because if he's losing weight so fast, he's going to tell us what his secret is. And all these women were like, what's your secret? What do you want to, what's your secret? What's your secret? And I was like, my secret is I'm a man. We lose weight a lot faster than women. I don't know how to tell you how to fix that. It's science. Like, that's just how it is. Men lose weight a lot quicker than women. I'm sorry. Also, I'm 40 years younger than the youngest person here. So I probably have that going for me. So I lost a bunch of weight. And then I gained it back because I did not like going to Weight Watchers anymore. And then 2009, I don't know around what time it was. I know my mom was in New Orleans visiting my sisters, and I got like really sick. Like my stomach was hurting really bad. Like just really, really sick. I thought I had like food poisoning or something. I was really sick, and it just kept getting worse until I could not get out of bed. Like I slept an entire weekend. And I'm not talking about like, oh, just laid in bed sleeping. Like I went to sleep on a Friday and I woke up Monday when my mom was like, why haven't you answered the phone? I'm taking you to the hospital. So went to the hospital. They were like, okay, your blood sugar is like 600. You're diabetic. And I was like, oh, great. That's cool. That's awesome. So I found this out right as I was getting ready to move back to New Orleans. So that was a big adjustment. But I handled it, and I did not do well with the no carbs thing because they said no carbs and I heard all the cheese you want. So I gained a bunch more weight while I was trying to lose weight because I was diabetic. I don't think this one's gonna work, y'all. These are my 20-inch pieces. I'm just going to ruffle these down the middle and put them on the inside and we'll see where we're at. So, I'm like, okay, this has been going on for a while. I need to like get this under control, and I obviously cannot do it by myself because I have a lot of other issues. Like, I'm like, if I was like mentally stable and like happy and in a good place in my life, like I could definitely like do it, but I was not any of those things. So after talking to my doctor and my dietitian and 100 other people, I got a gastric bypass, RNY. Okay, see, you put one in and everything, it like pushes all this out and it looks fine. I got a gastric bypass with a fantastic staff at Ochsner and Jefferson. They were, I mean, it was like the best experience. The doctor and the nurses and the dietitian and the nutritionist, like it was all around like a great experience dealing with them. Surgery, however, surgery itself was fine. I was in the hospital for a couple days. I had an allergic reaction to, they sent me home, like you on morphine in the hospital right afterwards, and I was like, oh, I don't really like this. And they sent me home with like something like, hydrocodone or something like that, and it gave me probably the worst panic attack I've ever had. Like, I was like pulling at my hair. My mom's like freaking out. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And I was like, I'm dying. There are spiders in my hair. Like, just really bad. But get through it. Come home and proceed to lose an incredible amount of weight very quickly and very easily. Of course, I could only eat, like, there's a picture of my first meal. Like, I had it done on a Thursday, and I think I went home on Saturday, so this is like Sunday. I'm staying at my mom's house to recover, and I had a quarter of a Jell-O cup and 2 ounces of Isopure, and I didn't finish the Isopure. That's it's a protein drink thing. And my mom was like, seriously, that's all you want to eat? And I was like, I literally can't eat anymore. So that went well for a while, but you have to stay incredibly low carb, and that's very hard for me to do. But now that I am trying again, I did lose like 11 pounds last month. 11 pounds between like the middle of December and the middle of January. Oh no, it was like the first week of December and the first week of January. This was between my doctor's appointments. See, I just want to like stay on track with that. Like, I already have the bypass, so all I need to do is eat a little bit better. And maybe if my back stops hurting, I can like go for a walk every now and then. That'll be something, huh? Like being able to walk places without groaning loudly. And somebody being like, I think there's a bear on that other aisle that's trapped in a trap. And it's just me. I was feeling the same way last time with this wreath. But let's keep going. But yeah. So it's been 6 years since I had the bypass. I got super thin, and then I got sad and fat again, but never as big as I initially was when I had it. But I think, given the choice to go back, knowing everything I know, I would absolutely, under no circumstances, have it again. That's what somebody messaged me on Instagram. You know, it was like one of my friends, and she was like, you know, oh, I've been struggling with my weight my whole life. I'm thinking about having, you know, the sleeve, or, you know, the RNY, or a lap band. Like, I'm thinking of having some kind of bariatric surgery. And she's like, are you happy with yours? And I was like, well, how do I answer that? Because no. But it's different for everybody. Okay, I think maybe these need to go this way. Maybe, is that what's wrong? Don't think so, but let's try. I need to go back and watch that other video I did. Well, I know this mesh was less full coverage, so I didn't expect it to be like as great. I didn't expect like some amazing fullness to be happening, but this is a little thin, even for someone who's going to add 16 yards of ribbon to it in a couple of minutes. Okay, so those are turned this way. Let's turn these this way too and see. Yeah, so I think I like this better with right there. Go that way. With them going like in line with the Wreath. Maybe, I don't know. Should I go through and add more mesh to it? I don't know why I'm worrying, like, every time I do this, every single time, you cannot see any of the Wreath. And I hate the way that looks, so good, good. We're off to a good start here. Alright, I am going to cut some. I want to use this, but I don't know if I have enough. Like, I'm just going to throw a bunch of colors in here and hope for the best. I want to use this, but I need 9 of each. I need 9 of this, I need 9 of another 2.5, which I have over there. And I know I have 1.5 ribbon literally all over the house because that's all I ever seem to order. But yeah, this is my Christmas sign. This is gonna give me, wait a minute, hold on. Can you go on the spool holder over here? Yeah, you can. I was on the phone with Michelle last night and I was like, 1, 2, 3. She was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm counting. She's like, did you just learn how to count? And I was like, no, I know how to count. And I'm just like trying to keep track because I already don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. That was good, huh? so this is extra, which I probably won't use, but maybe I will find a use for it. What other colors are in that sign? Yellow? I have yellow. How do you feel about dovetails? Like, are you one of those people who goes like in for like the plunging one? Like you want it to go like in a half an inch, or do you go like shallow? I go with whatever happens. Like these should be pretty shallow. Yeah, I mean that's pretty shallow. So that's 5, and that's, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, seriously? Okay, so this one's going to be a little short. It will go beneath a bow, I assume. Alright, so those are those. And I think I really want some black and white in here. How does everybody feel about that? Again, I don't have anybody on Patreon yet, so I can't like post and ask, but I think I want black and white. Alright, I'm definitely using these because I like the pink and the dots and the green. The other one is I'm going to use, I think I can get 9 pieces out of this. I think. So I'm going to pair this. I don't think I'm going to have enough of this. I may have enough of this. So this will be for the bow. This with this with this, yes. These are all Craft Outlet. This is Walmart clearance. All right, so I'm nervous to cut. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I think that should be right. Ow! Ow! Freaking wires. For some reason, this mesh, especially now that I'm putting it with this ribbon, is giving me like major Alice in Wonderland vibes. Let me make sure all those are cut. It looks like it. So what else did I do today? I did laundry. Very proud of myself for that, because I do not have I have a dryer. It doesn't work. It's a whole thing. Every time I get money to try to fix it, something happens. So when I wash clothes, I either have to like, send them with my mom to dry, or go to my sister's, or what I have to do the majority of the time is that I wash my clothes and then I put the wet clothes on hangers, and then I go and hang them in the bathroom, and then I turn on the heater, and like 8 hours later they're dry. And that is what I am waiting for right now, because I want to take the hottest shower anyone has ever taken and change into probably some big comfy sweatpants. Oh wait, hold on. Change out of these sweatpants into a different clean pair of big comfy sweatpants. I don't think I'm gonna have enough of this. I think we're gonna have to fight somebody. 1, 2, 3, come on. 4, you're doing good. 5, halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9. You beautiful thing. And you know what? You might have enough for 1 loop and a bow. Probably not though. But I love it. I do. You know, y'all know how much I have already used this ribbon. That's why I ordered the 2.5 inch. Because I was like, I love it. Alright, and this one is pretty thick, so I'm going to divide these. So let me tell you about Patreon for a minute. I know I do this everybody's like, when is it going to start talking about Patreon? Let me tell you. We now have 2 posts in there as of today, the 11th, but this is also the first day that I'm posting videos. I'm back to my regular posting schedule after my non-vacation. There's a picture of my notebook. Not my notebook, my planner that has all my videos and how they're color-coded and how I keep track of everything, because I do that in an actual planner and not like with an app, because I hate the calendar on my iPhone. It doesn't. I should have charged my phone so I could listen to things while I'm in the shower. It's at 17%, I should be fine. I'm really excited about this shower, y'all. So there's that, and there's a supply list with links for the video that was posted today and pictures of the wreath that was posted today, because usually you can go to Etsy if you want to see pictures of the wreath, but it's sold before the video posted. So I'm seriously about to like put tips on both of these nails. I think I can't pick anything up with this one because it's got an overlay on it, and this one's just too short. There's a lot of problems going on. So there's that, and we're going to have a movie club where I'm gonna pick out a movie, or we're gonna vote on a movie. Like, I'll probably pick out like 4 movies. We can vote, we're gonna watch it, you'll have a month to watch it, and then we can like have a chat about it, a discussion, live stream, I don't know. I love my spool holder, y'all. Is this 1.5 or 1? No, this is 1.5, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that concludes the counting portion of our video today. You're welcome. But yeah, if you want to join Patreon, join us over at Patreon. The link is in the description. It's $5 a month, and I have a lot of things planned. I just don't have. Why did you not cut? Why do you want to be that person who doesn't cut? I have a lot of things planned. I just I have to upload it as the videos come out. Like, I just don't want to dump a bunch of stuff on there and then be like, okay, well, there's no more content on Patreon right now because I have to wait until I film more videos. So as the videos come out, there'll be bonus content on Patreon, including the after show, where well, I pretty much finished whatever I didn't do in this video on the Wreath, and we chit-chat some more, maybe a little more openly. Maybe we talk about me being a bully, but only because I was bullied. Well, at least that's what we did in the last video. I don't know. I don't know where the next video will take us, people. What is wrong with these? Why is every one of them a different length? Okay, you know what? I know I wasn't wobbling that much when I was cutting these. Let me see. Okay, they're not all a different length, but I mean, they're close enough. I'm gonna fold these in half, because I always seem to forget to do that, and then it takes me forever to put the rivets in. I was like, one of these is super short, but that's the one that was super short to begin with. So these are going with these, and this is coming over here. You guys are lining up over here. And then you guys also, same thing. I'm gonna miss this ribbon when I'm gone. When it's gone. I got to talk to Michelle last night for like an hour and a half without her kids. Like screaming in the background. It was super nice. But I think the only reason they weren't screaming was because Clara fell out of the bunk bed and like hit her head and might have had a concussion. I don't know, Michelle told me, but I was like, I'm talking about myself right now. Oh wait, these have to go to, what am I doing? I'm like, am I brand new? Yeah, I was telling her about how in the video with the sign with the little bunnies in it that says, you know, everybody needs a friend who's all ears. I was telling them about how, you know, like all this stuff happened when I was dating this girl in elementary school, and I thought she was like rich because I thought her grandpa invented the vacuum cleaner. Michelle was like, so you were just like, you know, intent on protecting, you know, the acquisition and merge of family assets there. And I was like, yes. That's exactly what it was. I was like, she will bring great pride to our dynasty if I marry the heir to the Hoover family fortune. And Michelle was like, and when was this? I was like, I don't know, I was like 7. When I went to the private school, this is just continuing here, since we did elementary school, when I went to the private school, Michelle was friends with a girl that lived in my neighborhood. So she rode the bus sometimes. She rode my bus sometimes with her friend because she was going like to the friend's house after school, whatever. But because I was friends with the friend, like we didn't really hang out, but like I would go and like talk to her during lunch, and then one day I said something about like getting online, Michelle was like, you have online, because I think that's literally what she said, is you have online? And I was like, yeah, you have online, which is probably literally what I said. And I was like, yeah. She's like, do you have AOL? And I was like, yeah. She's like, what's your screen name? Kids, back in the day, we used to have software that got us on the internet, and it made a horrible noise, and we had screen names to identify ourselves with. So I gave her my screen name, which was, at the time, oh my god, what was it? I don't know what it was. She probably knows, because she's probably got the messages saved from 25 years ago. So I went home that night, got online, and she was online, and we were like talking and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I'm talking to somebody I know in real life on the internet. And it was like the coolest thing. So we became friends, and then when we both left the private school at the same time, I went to one high school, she went to another. She was a senior when I was a freshman, because she is like, God, how old is Michelle? She's got to be like in her 60s. I think she's actually turning 41 this year. But yeah, she was a senior, I was a freshman, and then she went off to college, and she had like this horrible, like, can I talk about somebody that I know is never going to see my videos? Well, I talk about people that I know are going to see my videos, so I guess it doesn't really matter. She had this horrible roommate her first year in college. Because she was like, I'm going to live in the dorms, I'm going to get out of my parents' house. And then she was like, I hate my roommate, I want to go home. I met her like twice. The most pretentious person I've ever met. I was like, how are you alive? Like, how have you survived this long? And she's like, I play the flute, and that's what I'm here to study, the flute. And I was like, a flute? I was like, what kind of lucrative job are you gonna have being a flautist? But yeah, I don't know what was going on, because Michelle used to sleep over at my house all the time. And like, we talked about this one time, and I was like, why were you always sleeping at my house when we were in like, when I was like 15? She's like, I don't know. And I was like, I know, like, my parents, like, my dad, he wasn't around, because my parents were already separated at this point, and my mom was like splitting her time between home and in Florida where Carl was. But I was like, why didn't your parents question why you were sleeping at a boy's house? And she's like, I don't know, I guess they weren't threatened by you. And I was like, oh, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like I said, the last one here. Okay, so you didn't want to stay there? Is that what happened? All right. So it is the summer after my freshman year, and after Michelle's hellish year with pretentious Anne. Anne. The worst. I think Michelle's friends with her on Facebook. And I was like, why would you do that to yourself? She was the worst. And I think my parents are still together at this point, but my mom has left to go on a private, figure out what she wants to do with her life vacation, because that's something we did, apparently. So I tell my dad, like, I want to have a party, and I'm going to rent a bounce house, and it's going to be a fun time. And he was like, okay, here's money. And we rented this bounce house, and it came like super early. Michelle slept over that night. It came super early. We jumped in it as, you know, basically adults for way too long. And then one of my friends came over, and she brought like this girl that was super mean to me in middle school. she was friends with her and she brought her over, and as soon as they got in there, I unplugged the bounce house from the inside and they were all screaming because it was like collapsing on top of them. And Michelle was like, are they gonna be able to get out? And I was like, do I care if they can get out? No, Michelle, I don't. And she's like, you're gonna kill them. And I was like, yeah, and you're gonna be an accomplice and it's gonna be cool. But they got out. And then we filled the bounce house with water and dish detergent and had a foam party. And when the people came to pick it up, they were like, why is this wet? And I was like, it rained. They're like, why does it smell like apples? And I was like, we washed it because we don't want to spread our germs to everybody else. Because in like 25 years, there might be a horrible pandemic. And that's exactly how that happened. But yeah, I remember when I first moved in to the first house I ever lived in by myself, Michelle stayed with me for like 3 days because I didn't tell anybody I was terrified, but I was terrified. But also it beat the alternative. I was like, I'll live in this house where I'm scared to death that somebody's gonna axe murder me, instead of living in a house in a nice neighborhood with an alarm system and my dad. Like, I'd just rather be killed by the axe murderer. So she stayed with me for like 3 days, and she's like, her parents were like going to the casino or something, so she had to go home to stay with her grandma. And I was like, your grandma's like 900 years old. Why does she need somebody to stay with you? She's like, why do you need me to stay with you? And I was like, I don't. I just thought it would be nice. So that was like my first night alone in the house, and it was super weird. And I was scared. I didn't get axe murdered. And then she moved to Virginia for a while. I mean, she finished college, she finished like graduate school at Loyola and then Tulane, and then she like moved to Virginia because I think that's where her baby daddy, he wasn't her baby daddy at the time, he was like there with the Navy, or I don't know, he's something, whatever Donald Duck is, that's what her husband does. But he like, I don't know what his job is. He sells power? Like he sells electricity? That's what he does now. That's why they live in Texas, because apparently there's all this extra electricity in Texas and they sell it to other places? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know the guy. We've been friends for 25 years. I don't really know her husband that well. Yeah, and then she moved back, and then I left because of the hurricane. And then I moved back, and then she moved to Texas. But she was like living in a trailer after the hurricane with, they weren't married. I think they got married when they were in Virginia, so they might have been married by the time they came back. She probably don't even know when she got married. They don't like buy each other birthday presents or Christmas presents or like go on dates or do anything together. Yeah, she was like living in a trailer in the FEMA trailers after the hurricane with all the other people who were like back in the parish trying to rebuild their houses, trying to clean out their houses, trying to do whatever. So it's like this big refugee trailer park. I think there was something like there were rats or something. I don't know. But she would call me. I was in Florida, and it was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, sitting in the trailer reading a book." And I was like, "Do you have to specify that you're in the trailer every time we talk?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't want you to forget that you're in a nice apartment in Florida, and I am in a trailer with a bunch of other people who have nothing." And I was like, "You don't have nothing?" I was like, "You weren't even like," she was living in Harahan at the time, so she didn't like lose anything. I was like, "I'm sorry that you wanted to spend time with your husband when you could have like gone somewhere else." And she did come to Florida. I think she came to Florida twice. y'all want to see an angry young man? You need to come visit me in Florida. In your time machine, once time travel is invented, come find me in Florida. I lived on Sherwood Drive in Largo. There was only like 4 houses there, just, you know, look for the one with the angry man. I was so angry the entire time in Florida. I fought with my mom so much. Just because I didn't want to be there, and she knew that I didn't want to be there, and I also didn't want to like go back to New Orleans and try to find a place to live. So I got stuck there for like 4 years, and they were terrible. I'm sorry if you live in Florida and you love Florida. I literally never want to like step foot in there again. Like somebody could be like, hey, I have $1 million, but you have to come to Florida to get it. And I'd be like, you can keep that. I'm good. You can get 5 blocks of ramen noodle at the Dollar Tree for $1. I'm fine. I don't need $1 million. It was so, like, the worst time in my life. I was so depressed. I had no friends. My grandma and my aunt came to see me once. Catherine came a couple times. Jen came a couple times. It was just like, I was like, there's nothing here. All I did was sit around and play Toontown. Now, kids, I wonder, is Toontown still around? I hate this wreath. Why does, like, what is going on here? I need another piece of mesh there, I think. I just used to sit around and play Toontown and Toontown. What was it called? Toontown? Toontown? It was like a MMORPG, except it was all Disney characters. But it was a game for kids, but it was like a lot of adults. Like a lot of adults playing. I was Professor Lollipop. I was a bunny. That was my my generated name, because they didn't, you know, it was kids, so they didn't want you naming yourself, you know, like something nasty. Okay, where am I going? What's going on? Who is my clientele? Yeah. Only good thing about Florida? Publix. Also, I had 2 Michaels within like 5 minutes of my house. I had a huge Joann's that they closed down and turned into an even huger Dollar Tree. And for the first couple of months I was there, I also had $10,000. Because FEMA was like, hey, sorry, this covers everything, right? And I was like, no, I've been living by myself for like 5 years. Like, I had a lot of stuff in my house, and they're like, yeah, this covers everything. I think that's how I got so fat in Florida, because I was like, oh, I can do whatever I want, because I got all this FEMA money. And I was making jewelry at the time, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy a kitchen table, I'm not gonna buy like all this furniture. I said I'm gonna set up, because I had this little dining room area. I was in an apartment, and I will never live in an apartment again. Oh my god, I don't know how people live in apartments do it. I'm living in a house right now, and I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many people all around me making too much noise. But I was like, I am just gonna focus on making jewelry and not worry about like having a key. This one's undone too. What was I going through? Jeez. See, my plan was to just like work, get my website back up, make enough money to go home, and we didn't end up going home until Carl got sick again. And he told my mom, like, basically, we need to go back home because I'm gonna die, and you know, you need your family around to support you. And my mom was like, oh god, my family's the worst. And I was like, I agree, Carl, that her family is the worst. So they moved back, and then he lived for another 11 years. Because that's what he did. We were kind of talking about that at, I don't know if it was Christmas or New Year's, like, he would get sick, and every year he would be like, this is probably my last Thanksgiving, so I just want to thank you. And this went on for so long. You know, this is my last Thanksgiving, this is my last Christmas. And we were like, okay, Carl, calm down. You're obviously indestructible. But he wasn't. And it sucks. Right, I'm like looking all over the place for something, but I don't know what. I'm looking for pipe cleaners. Okay, this is a piping hot mess. I don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, I guess it's not so bad. I don't know that it goes at all with the sign anymore. Where are my pipe cleaners? But hey, I just walked all the way to my office and back to get these pipe cleaners without passing out. So this is my leftover piece of mesh. It is, you know, it's 21 inches. So I'm just gonna ruffle this up. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. I mean, you don't have to say that when you do it, but I feel like it helps. And then I am wiring this here. Pulling it tight. Twisting it off. Then putting it through the middle here. Is that why the inside looks so weak? Because there was like nothing in there? And I want this to be centered, so I'm gonna just put it around here a couple times and then put it around here, and it's pretty much centered. So when you don't see me on the back and I'm like going back and forth putting things on, this is what I'm doing. I'm going over the left, over the right, and then usually twisting back on itself and then tucking under. Like when I'm putting on bows and signs and stuff and you can't see what I'm doing in the back. So I'm gonna pull this taut and under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And so this way, I am not wasting a piece of mesh that I'm not going to use for anything else. It's going into the wreath. It's going to fill in that center a little bit. It'll support something if we put something there. Which I have no idea what this wreath even is at this point. Okay, so it's just... And also, this isn't, like, it's not that I don't like it, it's just, I mean, they don't go together. Okay, mesh, tubing. Can you go there without falling over? Tubing. This is 10 yards again, so wait, how long can I cut these? No, it's not 10 yards, it's 36 feet, 12 yards. So I can cut each of these 24 to get enough. Center. So I don't, I'm just trying to like keep this slack, like I don't want to stretch it. that's just how it is. All right, so I'm gonna take these, put them together like this, overlap a little bit, put them together like that, and in they go. Actually, I think I want to overlap that a little bit more. Wait, is that how I did those? Or did I do like this, this, this? Is that the same thing? That's the same thing I just did, dummy. So, this is a wreath that I made so far. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I have no idea where it's going. But I like the colors. It's just, why is this... It's like a big empty center, and I don't like that. And that does not work. I'm not sure that ever would have worked, because this is basically purple. Okay, can I share something brave and controversial with you all? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put it out there that I do not know. Right now I'm just moving ribbons around. Okay, let's make a bow. Because I'm sure adding more stuff to this won't confuse me any. Tell me I went in the back and got a pack of pipe cleaners, and there's a pack of pipe cleaners right there. Okay, so yes, I have no idea where this wreath is going. I'm just along for the ride. I don't have a sign to go with it. I don't have big eggs that match it. I got a lot of Dollar Tree carrots though, so let's see what happens. You go over here. I just saw something I wanted to add, but I don't think... I don't even know where this would go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, why not put 8 ribbons in a bow? I'm gonna do a funky bow, but I'm gonna leave 8-inch tails. I might go to 7 inches. Is it brave? Oh, I feel like 7 inches is going to be too long. But I am only doing one of these, I think. So how are you guys doing now? I know y'all are still watching the same video and y'all didn't go and take a break and cry a little bit and have a shower and then call your mom and cry a little bit more. And let's do what I have to say. I'm sure it's not as stupid as you think it is, Adam. It's probably all in your head. I'm like, no, Mom, it's really stupid. She said, why is it black and white? I said, I don't know, Mom, it's just stupid. I mean, if you're not going to use like a burlap color, black and white is a good neutral. Am I wrong? No, I've never been wrong before. I doubt it's going to start now. As I stare at this monstrosity across from me. She's like, you put too much pressure on yourself. I'm sure it's not that bad. And I was like, well, I will send you a picture later on. This, I'm not so sure about. This looks like Willy Wonka's underwear drawer right now. Don't ask me how I know. Wink, wink, eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows. Okay. So. This is a whole look. This is a whole fantasy now. And yes, it has managed to detract some from this middle part. Alright, so let me drink some tea. I'm very stressed. Oh, that's good. I'm so glad I became one of those people who appreciates tea. That's peppermint tea. Is it Easter, or is it just a bunch of carrots glued to a bunch of other crap? Who knows? This is literally, like, I feel like this is another chopped wreath where I got all the ingredients in a box and they were like, okay, you have 30 minutes to make a wreath. And I was like, wait, what? I looked on Etsy just when I was laying down on the heating pad before I came back out here. I can't find any, like, fake chocolate bunnies. Because that would have completely saved this. Because I would have just stuck a chocolate bunny in there and been like, there we go. These are the pics from Walmart. I'm just pulling off these things, the alligator clips. Which I had these, they were all over the floor when my mom was over here. She's like, what are all these roach clips doing all over the floor? And I was like, Mom, they're not roach clips. And she's like, well, what are they? And I was like, they're alligator clips. And then she picked one up and she looked at it. She's like, "That's a roach clip. I was married to your father for 20 years. I know what a roach clip looks like." And I was like, "What?" This just looking at this wreath and I'm like, "What are you doing? Just stop." Because I'm charismatic and I'm fun and I'm funny. Okay, this is the last thing I'm putting into this, and then we are done. It's gonna go right over here. Alright, I don't know if that tied everything together, or if it just made it more, I don't know. Was it a more desperate ploy for togetherness? I don't know. But yeah, that's the finished wreath. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, you might want to go over there, because we do a little thing called the after show, which is usually me making sure everything's trimmed up and that this wreath is ready to go, and I discuss what went wrong. So I assume that's going to be like an hour-and-a-half video. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you'd like to buy this wreath, it's in the description down below. If this is your jam. If you're like, "I need something very bright. I need to cure someone of color blindness. I need to see all the colors at once." Yeah. So I will see you guys later, and stop by Patreon for the after show if you're a patron. And if not, it's only $5 a month, so check it out. Bye, guys.